Alrighty, this is December 3rd. I am G, and this is All Astrology. This is Ascendant rising sign for Leo. This is your December video, Leo Ascendants. You have a buttload of stuff going on, and what I want to tap into in this particular video for Leo Ascendant is what is it going to look and feel like with Jupiter in Capricorn for you. Jupiter in Capricorn we are at 0 degrees. This is going to be a huge factor for Leo Ascendant, Leo risings. Do you know where Capricorn is in your chart? If you don't know, comment your birth info below and I'll hook you up. This is G with All Astrology. We do free subscriber readings for every subscriber. I guarantee one high quality reading. It is a gift, a one-time gift. It's legit. Just comment your details, your birth info below, and I will hook you up. All right, so let's talk about a few things for Leo Ascendant, Leo risings. Jupiter. Jupiter is all about adding to things, okay? So if we think about Jupiter adding to things, well, what's it going to add to in my life, right? What's it going to add to for you, Leos? Is it going to add weight? Is it going to add money? Is it going to add love in your life? Is it going to add drama? Is it going to add partners? Is it going to add spirituality? Is it going to add learning? Okay. Is it going to add value to your life? Is it going to add relationships to your life? Well, Leo Ascendant, Leo risings, Jupiter is entering your 6th house. Now, your 6th house has been under major construction for a while. In the last 2 years, you've seen drastic changes. 6th house, work, co-workers, how I serve, my health, my pets, also known as the house of hidden enemies, also the house of our, I said physical health, but it has a lot to do with when we don't think correctly, it affects our physical health, okay? This is important to understand about your 6th house. Jupiter going there, typically Jupiter is a very beneficial planet. Depending upon your personal chart, if you don't know your stuff, if you've already gotten a free reading and, you know, for whatever reason, you don't have your chart in front of you and you don't really know and you want to know more, there's a link down below this video where you could go and pull up your very own chart. And so anytime I give these videos and I state degrees, you can find out exactly how this pertains to you, at least the house location of stuff. Because in every video, I'm talking about what sign something's in, and I give you the degrees so that you can better understand the language of astrology, the art of astrology, okay? For right now, 6th house and Jupiter going there means you could be getting a crap load of work coming your way because it's the house of work, all right? Now, if you are a Leo Ascendant, you have Earth in this house because this is Capricorn. You already have a buttload of planets there because Saturn entered there 2 years ago. You've had Pluto there for nearly 12 years now. 12 years you've been going through deep transformational changes. Probably health, I'm sure, was one of them. I would not be surprised at all. If you think back, it has a lot to do with whether you have other planets in that house. The more planets, the more things happen, the more action you can expect. So when we have a transiting thing coming over it and sitting on it, it then brings it back up again. It lights it up. So it could be domestic animals. There could be things about domestic animals. Like, I'm going to give you a great example of myself, domestic animals. I lived alone for 8 years, had no pets around me. All of a sudden, my Jupiter started touching into that 6th house, and I just had cats everywhere all of a sudden. 6th house is domestic animals, so it doesn't have to necessarily just be cats. It can be dogs. Any domestic pet, basically, is the 6th house. But when Jupiter gets there, it adds to things, right? So not only did I then have roommates who owned cats, I all of a sudden was volunteering at a place where we worked with just cats, okay? We actually, you know, took in homeless cats and took care of them, fed them, nurtured them, got them adopted out to loving homes and families. But I was doing that on a weekly basis, working like 5 hours a week with cats in a shelter. And so it was just like that Jupiter effect, right? You really see it. It becomes obvious in your life in that way. Now, when I talk about work and more work coming, well, usually more work coming means a benefit, right? More work, more money. That's a good thing. Also be aware at this time, trining Jupiter, we have Uranus in Taurus. So for you, Leos, your Uranus in Taurus is going to be in your 10th house. This is a sweet lineup. Think about it. Jupiter hits my 6th house. It sends a sweet trine to my 10th house. Your 10th house is how you appear professionally to the world, okay? It is your highest hopes, goals, and ambitions. It is a part of you that says, I don't know why, but I want to be known for that. There's some way, shape, or form, I'm going to do that. Doesn't matter how I do it, I'm going to eventually do that one day. So you have a trine, a Jupiter hitting your Uranus. Uranus is surprise. So this could be super beneficial if you have another planet in another Earth sign, which would be Virgo, because then you'd have a sweet grand trine. I have a friend who has a sweet grand trine because she's got like a 3-degree sun in one of the corners of the triangle. She's got like a 3-degree sun in Virgo. At the other end, we have Uranus in Taurus, which is at 3 degrees right now. So there's an exact trine right there. And then at the bottom of her triangle in Capricorn, Jupiter just entered, and literally the day when Jupiter was like at 29:58, 29:59, like right about to enter Capricorn, it was already sending a sweet beam of energy to the other planets, okay? And so this sweet trine set up, she immediately got money. Literally, she got a stipend of like $500. They asked her to go to a meeting, and in that meeting, it was like, hey, we are adding on more work for you, guaranteeing work for your future, which typically she'd be waiting months in advance or finding out weeks in advance, kind of like contract work, which is a pain in the ass, right? Because there's no guarantee, but she's already gotten like a guarantee for future work. And so it was just really beautiful, really, really beautiful, because it was a big change around, a big turnaround of the way things had been. So knowing where these things are in your life is huge. So for you, your earth signs are going to be your 10th house, which is your career and your profession, okay? It is how I am acknowledged in the world professionally. And then it's also your 6th house. And then it's also going to be, I have to find, where the heck is your Virgo at? Why can I not? Oh, your 2nd house. Leo, this is huge. This is huge. Your 2nd house, your 6th house, your 10th house. That is all work related. The 2nd house is your income, your resources, what you value. So if you have a planet in Virgo in your 2nd house, you're going to have something's going to occur, and it's going to be beneficial. All right? You can comment below if you want help with that. All you got to do is say, gee, I've got this at so-and-so degree. What's that going to mean for me? That doesn't take much time. Like I said, we have a lot of free resources here. If you go down below, you could either comment with a question or go and find out what your chart looks like all by yourself. It's called AstroDense or astro.com. I've got the links below. It's all free, by the way. That stuff is free, okay? So for Leo Ascendant, I love having good news, all right? I love having beneficial news for people. I love for people to be like, oh, yes, thank you, all right? So let's see. Let's talk a little bit about Jupiter. This is important. I already explained the trine that it could be giving to your house, to your house of your professional world, your 10th house, and to your 6th house, right? Your health. Jupiter going into your 6th house, you could also gain weight at this time. I know people don't want to hear that, but you should be aware of that. It's very typical because your 6th house is your health. It's super typical when Jupiter goes through there that we tend to gain weight. Retain water, you're just, and it doesn't have to be that way. You can be super conscious of it and keep yourself very active, right? Keep yourself, because this is also a 6th house thing, is our health and usually health projects, health workouts, being physically active, doing something that involves my body. And typically in a holistic way, because the 6th house is the energy of Virgo energy. It's very holistic, very alternative energy. So that would be of benefit to you at this time, is the whole point. taking up alternative things. Now, your 6th house is a big deal right now because, like I said at the beginning of the video, you already have Saturn and Pluto in this house, and it's been going through deep transformations, okay? What I want to give you a heads up about is that at the, let's see, going into 2020, you're going to have a change. Saturn is literally going to be leaving that house, and it's going to enter your 7th house of committed one-on-one relationships and partnerships, okay? Now, this could be a huge, huge deal dependent on if you have any natal planets in your 7th house. Because typically, if Saturn's going to go through a house, it limits and it restricts things, okay? Keep that in mind. It says we can't take shortcuts, we have to work hard, and so it makes us slow down, makes us go slow. So typically, well, I don't want to get into any further with that because that's going to be in March, but I wanted to give you some information that you could walk forward with and have a better understanding about, and just have a heads up. It's the astrological weather, okay? Saturn will be moving for all of us. It will be moving into the sign of Aquarius, actually. So for Aquarians, they're not going to want to hear this. This is something they're not going to want to hear because think about it. Saturn's then entering their 1st house. But that's a different video. That would be another time. Now, to get back to the Leo, what I am going to finish this reading off with, other than that, is I want you to be aware of Mars right now. For the entire month of December and for a little bit of January, Mars is squaring you. This is squaring your 1st house energy, okay? If you have planets in Leo, like if you have a Leo sun or if you have a Leo moon or if you have a Leo Mercury and Mars squaring it means stress and tension, okay? And it means frustration typically, having Mars squaring that. It could also affect your health and well-being. I know, it's like, what else can affect my health and well-being? Well, just understand that it's going to pass. It's only for the month of December, so you may be feeling run down. You may get a cold. You may, there may be some things that happen. There might be cuts. There might be inflammation. These are typical Mars things. They're not like horrible things. They're short-term things, and short-term, yes, a month. And so depending on if you have other planets there, has everything to do, again, you can go below and you can look up your own chart with the free website I've got down there. And it's not my website. I'm not trying to perk me up here. It's simply an astrologer's website where you can punch in your birth data and find out if you have any planets in Leo, okay? Whether it would be your sun or your Mercury or your moon, you would want to know. Or if you have a Mars there, you would want to know if you have a Mars squaring Mars right now. That would be a big deal, right? So with that, I'm going to end this reading and understand, like I said, about the health. Things will be getting better come January, and we'll have more updated videos by then for you. Also, I almost ended it without talking to you about where the full moon happens. It's going to happen on the 12th of December. December 12th, Leos, the full moon is happening in Gemini. And for Leos, that is going to occur in your 11th house of friendship. So what the heck does that mean? That means that it's a possibility you may have friendships that come to closure in some way, shape, or form. Okay? So that 11th house also represents the internet. There might be things on the internet, you might be like, damn, I'm so sick of Facebook, I'm cutting it, I'm done, right? It's a closure. Something's gonna just be completed, whether you initiate that or whether somebody else initiates that. It's groups and circles, social circles. That's the 11th house. So internet is definitely part of that. Internet is a huge part of that. So just be aware of that. That's December 12th. All right. There's also some other beneficial energy then, so things might not be so extreme because we have a grand water trying to help us through that. All right. With that, I'm ending this video. Hope this helps. See you.